ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 11 of this edition of the UK&I Monday Night Skip Barber Series, live on RaceSpotTV in association with the Calm Zone. Tonight's race is at Donington Park Racing Circuit, the Grand Prix layout. It's 12 turns, 2.5 miles, and we have another stacked field today. We've got 48 drivers signed up, but it looks like we're only going to be getting 46, but that's still a pretty big field for this racetrack. It's rather beautiful day here in the UK for being the UK. It's even though it's mostly cloudy, still pretty warm in the 20s. So ideal day today for drivers, but as you can see in the background here, there is a lot of gravel on the track in certain places, which is making it very difficult for some people. So that's gonna make things very interesting as we get through the day, because the longer we go, there's just gonna be more and more gravel on the track. My name is Linus Brostrom, and I'm joined as always by Rachel Whitefoot. And well, we have a championship clinching scenario today for Simon Edwards, who is pretty much dominating the championship. As you can see here, this is with one drop week. He's got 295 points, well ahead of Ewan Pattinson at 242 and Lewis at 231 in third. So if Simon Edwards finishes 14th or better today, he has won the championship no matter what happens. In the championship going on, we have Will Redford in 4th, Paul Grillo in 5th, Clark Williams in 6th, Lee Anderson in 7th, Nicholas Von Roberts in 8th, Daniel Tufts in 9th, and Andrew Bernowski in 10th. And speaking of Lee Anderson, he's not here today either, which means that that's 4 races in a row that he's missed. So I think he's given up on this championship. But Rachel, Donington Park, it's going to provide some great racing as usual.
Absolutely, as Linus. This is one of the homes of motor racing in the UK, an absolutely iconic venue. Certainly one I've been to many times in the Skip Barber Series. Of course, we're in the full GP layout today, and it's a brilliant track actually. The GP section here at the bottom, rather than turning across the chicane, really adds to that race, and it really makes it a bit more tricky with those 2 big hairpins, and the chicane, of course, to the left this time rather than the right, and it adds a bit more spice to that lap. It really changes how things feel.
It definitely does, and gives a couple of great overtaking opportunities there at the end rather than the chicane like we've seen before. People try to go through side by side at the very end and end up taking each other out. Currently going through qualifying here, just a minute left, and it's currently Paul Grillo leading the way ahead of our championship hopeful Simon Edwards in 2nd, and Adam Miles doing well in 3rd. Got the timing up on the screen here as well. Battling for 2nd in the championship, Leah Hughes, he is I'm trying to find him. It's actually up in 7th. He just improved on his time there, so he's doing pretty good. Got Nicholas Von Roberts in 9th, and Rhys Saunders doing another good performance here in 10th. Ewan Pattinson all the way up in 2nd, now overtaking Simon Edwards. So still 19 seconds to go here. There's a lot of people coming through the last couple of hairpins. Just time to see here who can improve and who will not. Coming across the line here, several cars. Simon Edwards, I think, is done for the day. He is. He's way down on the back of the track, and the time is up for him. Actually, you get to his open qualify. I mixed this all up. He gets to finish his lap, obviously, but he's in a lot of traffic, so it doesn't look like he's going to be able to improve. Because even if these cars in front of him are faster, the draft is going to make him get way too close, and there's no way he's going to be able to improve on that lap time. So unfortunate for him, I think he's going to be starting 3rd unless he loses some more time, but still a lot of cars yet to come. Paul Grillo holding on to that lead. Pattinson just under 6/100ths of a second behind him. Edwards going high over the curbs there. Kane Halliburton moves up to 3rd. Simon Edwards pulls over there as he gets held up too much. On board here with Ewan Pattinson looking to improve. He's going to move up the inside there. That's not going to help him at all. He gets the gravel, and that's probably a 1x, which will disqualify his lap time. Adam Tompkins coming around here, going on board with him. He's got 1 corner to go, all the way up in 6th position. That's a great effort from him. See what he can do. 1:43.4 is the time he's got. He's coming out here. The start finish line is way down the straightaway. See what he'll be able to do. 1:45. He's gonna miss his own time by 6/100ths of a second there. So no improvement for him. Will Redford, oh, down in 9th. He's had a pretty good season. He did not race, or he did race last week, but he crashed on that one, I believe. See what he can do. One more corner to go for him. He's aiming for a 143.6 to improve. Around the final corner here, good speed coming out of it. And that is going to be enough. No, it's not. He's going to miss it by 3/100ths of a second, so no improvements at all here on the final laps for the guys. And I believe that's pretty much everybody who has crossed the line for this qualifying session. So, yeah, it is. Let's go through the starting grid. Paul Grillo is going to take pole position with a 143.207. With Ewan Pattinson in second, Kane Halliburton in third, Simon Edwards in fourth, with Adam Miles in fifth, Adam Tompkins in sixth, Lee Hughes all the way down in seventh, Nicholas Vaughan Roberts in eighth, Will Redford in ninth, and Reece Saunders rounding out the top 10. Anthony P.M. Jones in 11th, Andrew Baranowski in 12th, Dave M. Dowson in 13th, Daniel Tubbs in 14th, Tony Stack in 15th, Seth Brown in 16th, Ben Evans in 17th, Christopher Miles in 18th, Adam Cowell in 19th, and Martin Booker in 20th. The rest of the grid will be up on your screen, and our usual 1 second bracket takes us to the top 13 today. So despite the lap being over 1 3/4 of a minute, still 13 cars within that 1 minute bracket, 1 second bracket, Rachel. That's still pretty close.
It really is, but this definitely proves to be one of those definitely drivers' tracks as we head to the grid now. Looking forward to it. It's one of the great tracks and some fantastic corners here that definitely make the drivers really work for it. So it's going to be a good race with the 14 laps we have here today.
Definitely is. And Simon Edwards, he needs a 14th place finish to secure the championships should Lee Hughes win the last 2 rounds. You reckon he'll be able to pull that off?
I think barring any incidents, that's manageable. They're really going to have to really pull this one off.
Yeah, it's very likely for that to happen, but any incident, and it's all down to the next race. Meanwhile, the battle between Pattinson and Lee Hughes is getting really close, and when he can in that second drop week, Lee Hughes is only outscoring Pattinson by 3 points. So they're definitely head to head here in the last 2 rounds, and Pattinson starting second here today is going to have a huge advantage on Lee Hughes there, but still 14 laps to go here today, and then the final at Mount Panorama Bathurst. Anything can happen. Looks like all the drivers are on the grid though. No, they're not. 1 car left to go. But you can see the field going all the way back through that last hairpin, so it's going to be a very tricky start for the guys at the very back of the field. We have 48 cars gridding up here, so it's going to be a very busy field. We got 1 car left to grid. That's Patrick Bolster, and he is on the grid. So we are ready to go here at Donington. The red lights are on, the little engines are revving, and the green flag is out. We are racing, and Barney get waving with that flag. Here we go. It's going to be a great start from Paul Grillo, a great start as well from Kane Halliburton. They're going to be side by side a little further back there for about 8th or 9th position, but they're going to figure themselves out. Paul Grillo though coming away with the lead here, and it looks to be a very clean first turn. They're side by side all the way through the back of the pack, but no real incidents as far as I can see in turn number 1. Mark Day did not get off the starting line either, so he is going to forfeit the race before it even gets going, but a good clean start all the way through the field so far, Richard.
Absolutely is. Tompkins made up a spot there. He jumped up past Adam Miles for 5th place. As we're seeing Ewan Pattinson having a look here along with Kane Halliburton. Good to see Kane back in the series. On Paul Grillo there as they'll come through McLean's up towards Coppice now. Dropping them onto, of course, Starkey Straight. On the main back run here, we see a lot of drafting as they'll come towards that Estes for the first time. It's going left rather than right. We'll already start to see this one become quite interesting as they're going to go for it already.
Yeah, we're always used to seeing these guys going right left down here, but now they're going to go left and then right and go around those last couple of hairpins like we talked about. So we'll see how they can handle that. They're side by side for P11 there. That's Reece Saunders getting back past Andrew Baranowski, doing a good job there. Side by side for lead as well. Here comes Pattinson now, looking up the inside of Paul Grillo, and he's going to take that lead away. They're going to be 2 wide back behind as well. for 7th position. I believe that's Lee Hughes trying to get past Adam Miles up into 6th. Actually, good job there. Here comes Halliburton as well on full Grillo, but Grillo has the benefit of the higher speed being on the outside of the hairpin. Here he comes down into the next one. He's going to be on the inside. They're going to stack up. There's contact. Halliburton is going to go around. Edwards is going to go wide. He's going to get collected by Lee Hughes. Championship hopeful. He's going to get damaged. He's not going to pull into the pits. He's going to get going, but now they're 4 wide down the straightaway. Further back here, that's going to be crucial to see who can get through there. But unfortunate start there for Kane Halliburton, and he's dropping all the way down the order as he's in the pits.
Yeah, that was a big smash there. One of those awkward corners, of course, coming through Goddard's, and it really unsettled things. As we look now here at what happened in the replay, and you'll see him coming through. It's a little bit of contact over the 20. He goes round, goes sideways, and then nowhere to go there for Lee Hughes. Ends up stacking into a couple of cars after a swerve off the road. A little bit of contacts after it, but everything cleaned up relatively well, Linus. But oh, that's just an unfortunate moment for those guys. One of those really tricky spots, especially with the lower speed and the very tight corner. It unsettles those guys.
Definitely does, and they're still going at it here. That was a big stack-up moment, so unfortunate, but Lee Hughes, he's going back up through the pack now. Meanwhile, though, for 3rd place, Adam Miles has gotten past Simon Edwards, and here comes Adam Tompkins as well. Going to try and get 4th away, but Lee, oh, that was really close. We're on board here with one Roberts, who's in 6th. He's trying to make it 3 wide, but he can't find an opening. Now Edwards has the benefit of the draft here. Oh, and they do make it 3 wide. Here comes Will Redford out of nowhere. He's going to pass 3 cars at once and move up into 4th position out of nowhere. Where did he come from?
Yeah, he's definitely been finding a spot here as Patterson and Grillo getting away there at the front. This fight for 3rd place and this mob really of cars coming through the S's right now, definitely making things a little bit more lively. So this is Melbourne right now, actually. I do apologise. Very congested just back there towards the back of your top 10, Linus. These guys all over each other as they head towards Goddard again for the 2nd time now. And it's going to be very messy just ahead of them here around Redford. Oh, sideways goes 17 of Tompkins. Where does he end up? He ends up holding the position as the cars have to... Oh, more contact. This car's going forward around him. He's got nowhere really to go. All he could do is hold that position. And he actually forced himself up the road there to get out of the way. But I think he hoped he might be able to get going. But standing on the brakes was the right call.
Yeah, that could have been. If he'd have just let off the brakes ever so slightly, that would have been a lot worse. You can see her coming into the corner. He makes a move on the 44 of Ben Evans. Or actually, Evans is looking to the inside. Now, that's PM Jones behind him, actually. Oh, and he almost comes right back into the racing line. Someone manages to stop it, though, and the people coming through a little bit of contact there. But still, good job from him. And Simon Edwards, he is lacking speed from that damage. He's dropping down the order. He's now 10th. So not a good day for him at all. He's definitely falling down the order. I wonder if he's going to go into the pits there. He's stacking these guys up, and Adam Miles, Will Redford is pulled away 3rd and 4th, and Warren Roberts, Ben Evans, PM Jones, Reece Saunders, Bernowski, Tony Stack now getting by Simon Edwards as well. Here comes Daniel Tux making move, and now Lee Hughes. So this is a championship clinching scenario out the window for Simon Edwards, but Lee Hughes is right behind him, though Ewan Pattinson is in the lead. So Ewan Pattinson is still in a very good chance to win the championship. You see the front end of Lee Hughes' car is destroyed, so good thing for him. The aero doesn't affect these cars that much, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Edwards and Lee Hughes pull onto pit road here as Lee Hughes makes another move up the inside. He's going to pass Simon Edwards for 12th. Going to have a look at Daniel Tufts as well, but he's not going to get a very good exit. Here comes Edwards now back up the inside. See if he can get that position back. He's going to back out early, though. He's going to go way deep on the brakes as well, so he's going to hold on to 12th position. But ahead of him, things are kicking off massively for this whole group.
Yeah, they absolutely are. I think perhaps Edwards thinks he can really hang on here to 12th place.
Oh, another crash, Rachel. Sorry.
Oh, go.
Dave Kirkman, I believe that was Clark Williams as well in the final hairpin. They're going to get a replay here and see what happened. Here comes Kirkman up the inside of the 10 car. David Dowson in the previous corner. He goes a little bit wide. He gets 3 wide here.
37 came up wide. He was widened his corner up and he just bumped into the side of Kirkman. Sent him sideways and off and we had to stack up there.
Yeah, and Clark Williams has just got nowhere to go driving into... No, that's actually John McGovern in the green car, sorry. Used to seeing Clark Williams in that green car, but McGovern has it as well.
Linus, I think right now the right choice here for Edwards, who's sitting in 13th, he needs to... Well, he knows that Lear isn't going to win this race, so that's pressure off him, of course. But I think the wise decision here is pull on pit road, get your repair, don't take any fuel, just no tyres, just get your repair, get on pit road, and make some spaces. make some points. Because Lear's not really going to win this one, so you don't have to worry, but I see what could be achieved really in this, because it could be a quick stop for him. Or early enough in the race, he could make up a number of positions here. I think that would be the sensible move.
Yeah, we got with Liam Pattinson currently leading the race and Lee Hughes being nowhere near it. Edwards just need to finish in 17th. He's currently in 14th, but 17th position is just 1.5 seconds back, and he's falling back more and more. So if he was to pit here and there is a couple more incidents, he could very well be up there. But still, if he doesn't clinch it today, he's still got a chance to do it later. So the more points you score, the better. So the question is, well, I think he should pull onto pit road, but he's been going for too long now. If he doesn't do it here, and he doesn't, I think he's just going to stay on track. So as long as he can hold on to P17, he's going to win it. But here we go, Andrew Baranowski side by side with Anthony PM Jones. He's going to be up the inside. He's going to get that position. PM Jones going to get a little bit wide. He's not going to have very good speed off the corners. Baranowski going to get up into P number 7. Here comes Saunders behind as well, trying to make the most of that. But PM Jones has still got a little bit of an overlap on Baranowski, so it's not quite clear yet. Saunders is going to be there though. He's going to get a good line here on Baranowski, on PM Jones, sorry. Not going to be able to do much with it though, as they're still going to be side by side. PM Jones looking for the overlap there, or the undercut on Baranowski, and he's going to get it back, see what he can do into the next corner. They're still going to be side by side. He's going to force Baranowski wide onto the grass. He's going to get loose. He's going to hold on to it though, but PM Jones back up into 7th. Here comes Saunders up the inside as well. Oh, and there's contact. Noses the line and more contact. Baranowski gets hit from behind by Tufts. He's going to go wide in the grass, drop down the order. Tufts is going to make up a spot. Stack is going to get up there. Tufts is going to get back PM Jones as well. Saunders is going to get back past Tufts, so they're all going to be all over each other, and this draft coming down straight away is just crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely making things incredibly active for the race here that we perhaps didn't really predict this time around. This has been a race here at Donington perhaps unlike anything I've really seen before, Linus. It's definitely been very active. Look at Tony Stack right now in 11th place right now actually in the field. They're coming to Melbourne, heading up now towards Goddard's yet again. Keep an eye on where he is. Just behind him there. Got a very damaged machine, the 39, trying to look for a spot. 38, could be 39, I can't read the number, because it's missing off the entire rear wing, it's not God's. But things are pretty busy down there. These guys are all over every inch of the racetrack, and it's definitely made things a lot more exciting. Will Redford running currently in 3rd place in this, which is about 5 seconds behind your 2 leaders of Grillo and Patterson. That is a long way back. Adam Miles, of course, 4th place. Then Vaughan Roberts, another second back from them. Ben Evs, who Evs he is running in 6th place. We've got Reece Saunders, Daniel Tufts, Anthony PM Jones, that whole pack there. With Stack, Baranowski, Brown, Hughes, who's now ahead of Edwards. That will help in points, but not in money, down at 14th, 15th.
Edwards just lost another position as well there to Christopher Miles, so he's falling down to that 17th position, but then from 17th down to 18th there is a 3-second gap, so if he can hold on to that, he will be champion here today. But here we go, PM Jones is going to have a look in the middle. He's going to be 3 wide with Tufts and Saunders coming down the straightaway. He's going to get Saunders, he's going to get Tufts as well down into the chicane for the 6th time today, and he's going to get those 2 positions. So good job from PM Jones. Saunders coming back then, 3 wide behind as well. Yeah, he's got no rear wing. I don't really know how he's doing that. Maybe that lower weight is making him quicker. Oh, lock up, almost had contact, and I think they're going to sort it out.
Yeah, it was just a little nudge. They definitely had some contact, but it wasn't too bad. It was just a, hey, whoops out, I'm here. Now from Melbourne down towards Goddard again. And everyone gives each other a bit of room here. It is pretty respectful. I believe we saw the 34 Tufts there caught on the outside, but he manages to find his position and keep going here. And looking pretty as it should be right now. These guys definitely just putting the laps in, but I think the numbers are definitely telling them championship-wise.
Yeah, they definitely are. And the front too, they've just set sail in this group. Vaughan Roberts just caught Redford and Miles there. Ben Evans going by himself. PM Jones starting to pull a little bit of a gap on this group as well here, along with Reece Saunders. Then we got Stack and Tufts racing each other here for 9th and 10th. So yeah, this is still going on all the way through. Saunders now getting past PM Jones here down the hill. without losing any momentum really. I don't know if that rear wing might be hurting him in the quick turns coming down the hill there. But then when they come down the long straightaways, not having a rear wing definitely helps him. So he's losing time in some places and he's gaining time in some places. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out for him at the end of the day. And I believe that is a lapped car in front of that field there as well. Gonna see if we can figure out that are. But on this lap, they all look very single file coming down here. There's a battle at the back of the pack. Miles getting past Leah Hughes there for P14. Here we come though. That's Chris Simmons in the 46 car who's running 43rd, 1 lap down. Saunders is going to make a move on him. Here comes PM Jones. He's going to make you 3 wide. Not this time. Not with a lap car, but that little go car is going to have some very, very good traction here coming around Melbourne hairpin down into Goddard's. And Simmons is just backing out, letting everybody go here. So a really good job from him. Now PM Jones coming around to complete lap number 7, so halfway of the race for these guys, and they're just now starting to spread out a bit. So we might see some division here between the guys, and the gap from Simon Edwards down to John Edwards in 18th is down to 2 seconds, Rachel.
Yeah, that's definitely falling away. I don't think it's going to be enough, really, but it's... What are we looking at in terms of numbers, Linus? How far can he fall here and still take this today?
Well, if Ewan Pattinson wins and Edwards finishes 17th, he wins it by 1 point, no matter what happens in the future. So any point that he loses from that gives Pattinson a chance to win. But Pattinson will still need to win again next week, so we'll have to recount that for that race, whatever happens. But Simon Edwards needs to get 17th and he's done. Otherwise, it's all still open. And here we see Cowell racing behind Martin Booker. It goes in the grass or gravel, gets a bit sideways but holds onto it. That's Mark Van Dalen leading this group in 19th. And these guys have been going at it as well. There's Simon Maltby back behind him as well, so not to count him. And here comes John Torpy and Steve Lowe moving up to 23rd. That's about 6 seconds behind the group that we just saw. So these guys are going as far up as they can in this race, pretty much, unless something happens further up the field. Torpy though going to hold the outside. Oh, the contact! There we go. They're together and they're off. John Torpy's going to be into the grass. Lowe is going to get moving, but he's going to drop down the order. So commentators curse there. We cover a battle further back and they take each other out. We're going to get a replay of that here though as they come out of copies onto Starkey Straight. Torpy holding the inside. It just drives out a little bit too much there. A little bit unfortunate there for Steve Lowe. They make contact and Torpy goes in the grass, and he's still going, but he's down into 31st, so no points for him as of now. As we have David Clapham spun out here as well. His rear wing looks a bit bent. See if we're going to get a replay of what happened there as well. Side by side with the 57 machine of Simon Thorns coming into the chicane. Oh, he actually does that all on his own, goes a little bit too deep, just loses the rear, and thankfully doesn't collect anybody else and is able to get going without losing too much as John Torpy has pulled on to pit road. On board here now though with Paul Grillo chasing Ewan Pattinson, trying to throw the spanner in the works here for Pattinson and his championship hopes. Coming on to the Starkey Straight now on lap number 9. They've got more lap cars up ahead, but Paul Grillo seems happy sitting behind Pattinson for now at least, Rachel.
Yeah, he does, and I think it's the right place to ride because they can just make time here. They're looking at nearly 6 seconds now on the clock between them and 3rd place, so use up these laps. Race for the last 2 or 3. Plenty of time, and they'll have that time to really be able to do that then. It is the correct thing to do here when you're thinking about points, but it's also the right thing to do in terms of just making the race as easy as possible. Just stay with each other, run, and fight when it's necessary. They're both really, really experienced drivers, so it's what we expect to really see here. Will Redford's working his ass off here to catch up, but I don't think he's in a position to do so because I think he's so far back here he would have caught up sooner if he had. The time's just been slowly stretching out a little bit further back. Adam Miles here is in 4th, of course. Nicholas Vaughan Roberts there as well. Vaughan Roberts just got past him, of course, but I think Vaughan Roberts could maybe catch Redford here. That could be interesting.
Yeah, he definitely could. It's going to be something that we're going to have to keep an eye on all the way through the race here. Adam Miles now has been passed by Nicholas Vaughan Roberts, who's done a great job to catch up to these two, Will Redford and Adam Miles. Now he's up to 4th, so definitely getting involved in this battle. And as we look back at the front there, Paul Grillo, if he's able to make a move on Pattinson and take lead, which he just did. Paul Grillo just taking the lead away from Ewan Pattinson. down at the bottom of the hill, coming back up now. That would be in McLean's, or down at Starkey's Bridge, Old Hairpin probably even. He's taking the lead. That means that Simon Edwards just needs to score 9 points. Here we go, coming down to the Old Hairpin. He just goes around the outside of Craner Curve. I wonder if Pattinson had a slowdown there. That's very interesting. But if Bolgrello wins the race, Pattinson is second. Edwards just needs 9 points, and that's 22nd position to secure the championship. He's currently in 18th, so still anything to play for here. Pattinson probably knows this, so he's going to do all he can to win this race and keep his championship hopes alive. So he's right on the back here of Paul Grillo. It's going to be 4 laps to go when they get to the line. You see Simon Edwards here on the right side, fighting Martin Van Dalen. He's down to 19th now. It's Martin Booker in 20th behind him. The gap down to 23rd though, which would lose him the championship, or which would not secure him the championship should this stand, is 12 seconds. So Simon Edwards has pretty much secured the championship unless Pattinson does win this race. And you can see he just wants to stay behind Paul Grillo. He's definitely setting him up for the end of this race. He had a huge run on him there. He just chose to stay behind him. So 4 laps to go. I don't think he's going to make a move. Oh, Paul Grillo just moves to the side and slows down. Paul Grillo does not want to be in the lead. That's I think they're setting each other up to win this race on the final lap.
Yeah, I think neither one wants to really lead. They might have passed by accident here. It's more of a case of who wants to be in a position to take advantage of that, and neither wants to lead really as they're coming towards that point.
Do you remember, I think it was Mosport, maybe 4 or 5 seasons ago, we had 3 guys that did not want to lead on the final lap. They had about a 5-second gap down to the next group, and on the final lap that group caught up, and none of the 3 guys ended up winning the race. So they got to be careful that that doesn't happen, because that gap is definitely coming down to the guys behind them. That last lap, Will Redford call up a second to the lead group, so they definitely got to keep on going. As we see Simon Edwards here again down to 20th position, but again that gap down to 23rd position is the most important, and that is now up to 13 seconds. So I think as long as Simon Edwards stays on the track here, the lead battle decides what's going to happen here. But here we go, battle for 3rd. Sorry, that is yeah, that is third position. No, 8th position, 7th position. Rhys Saunders, PM Jones, Tony Stack coming through the chicane side by side again. Now PM Jones on the inside of Rhys Saunders, going to try and get that position back. Wheels locked up for Stack behind. He's going to get through there though. Tufts on the inside, Stack on the outside. PM Jones, he's going to have the overspeed coming out here. Saunders is going to have to slot in behind. Now they're all single file back again. Coming through Goddard's to complete lap number 11. So 3 laps to go. Seth Brown back in 11th position. Second to last car in this group. And he's definitely got a good chance to gain a few positions here when they start scrapping ahead of him once again. So Rhys Saunders having a look at PM Jones again, but he's not able to do much. PM Jones goes a little bit wide. Now they're coming down the hill. Remember, PM Jones does not have a rear wing, so coming down this hill is where it's definitely hurting him through the faster corners where he can't be at the same speed. Saunders is going to have a look. Not going to be able to do anything. There's going to Stack up massively behind. He's almost going to get ran over by Tufts and Tony Stack, but they're avoiding each other somehow. Saunders now going to try and get another run. Here comes Tufts. He's going to have a look on Saunders. Which way he's going to go? He's going to go wide. He's going to go under him. Here comes Saunders on PM Jones. Tufts on the outside, but Saunders not able to do much there. So PM Jones going to hold on to that. Tufts goes wide in the gravel. Stack comes up behind, we're just going to slot in, not going to do much now. So on to the straightaway for lap number 12. Now who's going to get the most drafts? We know Saunders is going to get past PM Jones here quickly, but Tufts is going to probably get him. But what is Stack going to do? They're not going to get that rush draft though from PM Jones when he doesn't have a rear wing. So Saunders is the only one who's going to make a pass here. Move up into 7th position, high on the curves. Here comes PM Jones right back at him though. So side by side once again. Is Tufts going to make it 3? It's not, because Stack is going to look at him. They're going to be 2 by 2. Stack is going to dive it deep to the inside, almost going to lose his car, but he's going to hold it. He's going to get past Daniel Tufts again, back up to P number 9. But these guys, I don't know if they're all going to make it to the end at this rate, Rachel.
No, I don't think they are. And speaking of not making it to the end, it could be that case for Simon Edwards. As he's down in 20th, he's just hemorrhaging positions right now. Now pit stop, I think, would have been a really brave call 10 laps ago. But now it's definitely coming down to the final round. He's got more cars coming up behind him here, and he's not going to hold these spots. There's at least two more cars that can get past him.
Something has happened to Paul Grillo. Paul Grillo has dropped down to 4th position, Rachel. See if we can figure out what's happened there, but he's back racing with Will Redford and Nicholas Von Roberts. He's left Ewan Pattinson with the lead of the race and a championship hope. 3 seconds clear in this race, so that's definitely not what Simon Edwards wanted to see. But meanwhile, this group right here, Rhys Saunders outside of PM Jones, he's going to get the inside for the next corner. He's finally going to get that position secure. Oh, contact behind. Tony Stack going to go off along with Andrew Baranowski. PM Jones though around the outside of Rhys Saunders. Those two are going to go in the grasp, but there's somehow going to be able to keep on going. Not going to lose too much. Get a replay of that here.
Tony Linus, I think he may have underfueled. Because I'm watching this back, and Grillo doesn't really have an incident. He just slowly drops off. I think he's trying to save gas. I think he underfueled.
Ouch. That is bad. You saw there as well, Baranowski just got into the back of Tony Stack. They're still going, but here's that group still going at it. PM Jones somehow holding on to that 7th position. Tufts looking to the outside. Saunders has dropped back. Oh, contact again, but no real spins though. Tufts is going to get through there. Seth Brown has to drop in behind. Here comes Cohen on the inside of Seth Brown now for 10th position. Looks like he's going to be able to get that though. Cohen is going to have the overspeed on the outside. No, he gets a bit too wide, so Cohen gets up to 10th position. Brown drops down 1 position. PM Jones now holding on to this without a rear wing. I'm not really sure how he's doing this. Daniel Tufts right on the back of him. We're on the final lap though. Ewan Pattinson is leading the race by a good 3.5 seconds and is doing everything he can to keep this championship alive. This is, it's not going to be close, but he's still got a chance to win. So another bad race from Simon Edwards, and he could definitely do it. Edwards, though, just gained another position as David Dowson pulled on to pit road. Ewan Pattinson here coming on to Starkey straight for the final time. He's got a massive gap down to Will Redford and Nicholas Von Roberts battling for 2nd and 3rd. Miles and Grillo battling for 4th and 5th. And then that battle for 7th and 8th, they're still going at it. Tufts and PM Jones again side by side. Here comes Pattinson though through the final chicane now. 2 more corners to go for him. And that group that we've been following all race, they're just going at it. They're almost going to be 3 wide now down the straightaway as Pattinson comes through Milburn's hairpin and 1 more corner to go. He's going to win Donington through the final chicane. Comes that group. Here is the battle for 2nd. That's Redford and Von Roberts. Redford holding on. Here comes Pattinson though through Goddard's onto the straightaway, and he's going to win at Donington. Behind him, Will Redford. Nicholas Von Roberts is going to finish 2nd and 3rd. Adam Miles going to hold off Paul Grillo. He's going to underfuel is what we think. He's going to finish 5th. Then PM Jones, Rhys Saunders side by side. Almost Daniel Tufts behind. Is going to get Peter Cohen back there. Going to be very, very close, but PM Jones without a rear wing somehow going to hold on to finish 7th in this race, Rachel. That is outrageous driving from Anthony.
That is our superstar driver of the race, I think, for him, because that was phenomenal. PM Jones drove that car like it was stolen, and the cars behind him had flashing lights on them. He wheeled that thing for all it was worth, and that was incredible. Like, honestly, hats off to him. I don't wear a hat, but I will go, in fact, I will go put on the GoDaddy baseball cap that you bought me at Charlotte Motor Speedway years ago. And I take it off.
And then take it off.
Yes. That was a great drive.
Oh! We have a car spinning off the final corner. That's Alex Bailey in 28th. He's going to drop a position to Peter Parnell. He keeps it going though. So thankfully, no, he actually lost another position. No, he finishes 29th. He kept it going. So good job by him saving that. Here comes David Clapham as well. We saw him earlier have some issues. He's going to come around the final hairpin to finish this race off, and now we're going to do some really quick maths here to see what will happen to Simon Edwards and the gap down to Ewan Pattinson in the championship. But meanwhile, let's go through the full post-race results here. Ewan Pattinson coming home with the victory, 4.2 seconds ahead of Will Redford. That is a great race from him. Nicholas Von Roberts in 3rd, Adam Miles in 4th, Paul Grillo in 5th, Ben Evans in 6th, Anthony PM Jones in 7th, Rhys Saunders in 8th, Daniel Tufts in 9th, and Peter Cowan rounding out the top 10. Sorry, Seth Brown in 11th, Andrew Baranowski in 12th, Tony Stack in 13th, Christopher Miles in 14th, Leah Hughes recovers and eventually finishes down in 15th. Mark Van Dalen in 16th. Martin Booker in 17th. John Edwards in 18th. Adam Cole, in 19th. And Simon Maltby in 20th, with Simon Edwards down in 21st position. So that is going to score him a good 10 points, which is 4 away from what he needed, which means that he will have to score quite a lot of points next week to win that championship. I'm going to do some quick maths. The rest of the results is up on your screen here, though. Down to, actually, we had 30. The order looks a bit messed up there. I think we might have had some late penalties, but I think we had 36 or 38 cars finishing on the lead lap. That's pretty good result there, Rich.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's absolutely fantastic. And Lena, I think we have second place here with us standing by for a chat. Will Redford.
We definitely do. Will Redford, not a very busy race for you. You had 1 or 2 cars to battle all the way through the race for 3rd position, and then all of a sudden that got promoted up to a 2nd when Grillo ran into some incidents. So good recovery from last week as well. Tell us about your race.
It was alright. I mean, it was a bit boring, to be honest, but it was alright. It was open quali. I never really do well in open quali, so I was down in 9th at the start as I didn't have a toe in quali. The race started and we're all single file. There really wasn't anywhere to just send it, otherwise you'd lose the lead pack on the first lap. And then they all came together at the 2nd hairpin, so I got past a few cars there, and then that meant that the cars in front of me had some damage. So when it came onto the straight, I could just whiz down the inside, take it 4 wide. I got past them all before the chicane, and then I was just on my own from there on after. Nick was very quick at the start of the race. He caught us pretty fast, but then he couldn't keep that pace up towards the end, and we kind of leveled out. And then Paul had he had an issue with his pedals where I think he couldn't get full throttle. So that's just unfortunate for him, but another place for me.
That is really unfortunate, but still a great race from you there. Nice battles all the way through. So final race at Mount Panorama Bathurst, and your closest championship contender ahead of you. You did not have a very good day, so you reckon you can get that 3rd position in the championship?
I don't know. Claire's pretty fast, so we'll have to see. I've not driven at Bathurst yet.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. And anybody you want to send a shout out to?
Shout out to you guys for the broadcast, and Alan for hosting the league, and my dad as usual. Don't know where he finished this time.
31st today.
Ah.
So not the best of races, but he only lost 3 positions. So I guess that's a positive. I think it was involved in some very interesting action there early on as well. But still, good race for half the Redford family at least. 2nd place. So gonna give it another minute, see if Simon Edwards wants to show up for an interview or not. I don't think he's too happy with today's result, but still be nice to talk to him. But Rachel, next week though, the final race at Bathurst. That's if we get a feel like we did today, that's gonna be super interesting.
Oh yeah, Bathurst is always interesting. It's one of my favourite tracks on the circuit, and that should be a climax to the season that we really deserve here. That'll make it really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Bathurst always is lively, especially with a big Skippy pack. Someone dumps it on the mountain, and of course everyone piles in. It becomes hilarious, but you have some phenomenal racing there, and the constant passing on Mountain and Conrad is going to be great.
Yeah, it definitely will. There we go, there Will went. So, quick look. If I'm quick with my maths, I'm not really sure if I am. But if Ewan Pattinson wins next week, Simon Edwards is going to have to score 19 points. With the drop weeks that are counting. I'm not sure, we're going to have to look at that, but still, the championship is open, and with Pattinson's win today, he's definitely got a chance to win, and it does not look like we are getting any more interviews in here today, unfortunately. So that would be it for today's broadcast, I believe. Thank you for joining us, though. It's been another fun one here at Donington. Next week, like we said, we are racing at Mount Panorama at Bathurst. You will not want to miss that. It'll be same time and same place, live here on RaceSpotTV. You've been watching the UK&I Monday Night Skip Barber series in association with the Calm Zone, the campaign against living miserably. I've been Linus Bergstrom, joined as always by Rachel Whitefoot with Ugalese, doing the amazing job on the camera. So until next week, stay safe everybody and take care. Goodbye.